Okay, well, we have a video today because Avowed is out, and Avowed is so fucking hilarious because it's the most trash looking fucking game ever. And watching it, it's exciting. I love video games. Any video game, I can expand my mind and go on all these wild adventures, and what adventures we've gone in gaming. But fucking there's something actually fun about watching these fucking woke stupid games that you look at and you're just like, this is fucking garbage. And the way people go back and forth about, oh, this game's good, this game's good. These people are retards. In any video game, any video game that you see, you can, like, if you're a real gamer, you just know. You can just tell. You just see it. Like, we play good games. So I mean, Avowed is having a hilarious tells. And isn't that funny? The early access, advanced access, how early access, it's about the same number of people who played fucking Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Isn't that funny, that 11K range? So these are people who paid extra to do it advanced, quote unquote, but early access type shit. And this proves that there's only like 12,000 people on Steam who actually bothered to fucking pay that like super edition. So whatever for that. Unfortunately, that doesn't even come close to covering the costs it costs to make this game. And unless Game Pass is writing them blank checks, which could very well happen from U.S. aid, they're certain to lose money on it. So the cope and seed around the internet has been great, and I've had a fun time trolling people about it. But it's so fucking good how shitty Avowed looks, and I'm gonna display that to you. Now, this is IGN's review, and of course, IGN's just like, it's a fucking, it's such a great game, but it's not that good, So these journalists have such a fucking hard time doing this. They have such a fucking hard time, kind of going like, it's shitty, but they can't get outside some issues. So I mean, it's all proof of that people don't have the fucking balls to criticize something because it's socially incorrect. It's fucking stupid. So let's look at this. So IGN's review of it went up, and of course it's like, it's good. Look at that. Look at that fucking game. It looks like it looks just absolute shit. So we have Avowed. Oh, of course, all the cinematics. We have Avowed here. Let's go through some of the gameplay. Look at that. Okay, so that's Avowed. Clicking through. Clicking through. Clicking through. Okay, so we have Avowed. Now let's look at Skyrim modded VR, or modded, and granted, you can get it even crazier looking than this. So we're on Avowed. Let's get a good look at it. Avowed 2025. Okay, look at this is the video game. This is what you're playing. Okay, now let's go to Skyrim modded that I posted the other day. Now, granted, I did it on stream, so some of the quality is not there, but look. Look at this. This just looks amazing. You won't be able to see my face because this is Skyrim you can play right now. All you gotta do is have a decent gaming computer, and the adventures don't stop there.
There's little skeleton spiders everywhere! Run!
Now tell me
Back, man.
what looks like a
There are
more
elements
intuitive and interesting game
God.
to play.
Oh my god, they're chasing me.
Granted, I do have quite a few mods enabled, and you can go even crazier than this. So I mean, we're doing a side-to-side comparison here of has more intrinsic entertainment value. Oh, I just forgot I did this. I normally do this because looks more cinematic.
Storms
Awesome.
are blowing in, man.
But
Wow,
you know
look at
what
that.
I mean.
This true
Like
storm's
it's
sick
just
as fuck.
it looks
Storms
just
are
like
blowing
shit.
in, man.
Okay, there we go. So I mean,
Or
like, look at what we're
11.
fucking dealing with here.
Let's get
We're
back.
dealing
Let's
with a
get
game
going.
that is like significantly worse looking than a game that, you know, and maybe some of the graphical effects and blah 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 are different. But I mean, look at that shit. This is a game that fucking just came out. Ugh. Look at how simple and unbelievable that forest looks. It doesn't look like a forest at all. It looks like a fucking Unreal Engine 5 asset, um, uh, generic forest valley demo. That's what Avowed fucking looks like. So look at the ratio on this review. Let's look through some of the comments. 7, too many bears, IGN. Homie had it bad for that cat girl. And you know, that's the kind of people these games, they seem to think there's a massive audience for that. That art style, rough. Gotta agree. 100% Cinematar is, it just looks bad. And we're at a part where these fucking journalists, they don't have the balls to say that something fucking sucks. So they're of course like, it's good. There's some things that are bad. It's like, that makes it a fucking bad game. It's fucking hilarious. And you know what? Like, you really gotta wonder what money shifts under the table with these cocksuckers. So, anyways, that's your side by side comparison of your 2025 game, bro. Like, look, there we go. Okay, so that Avowed, that Skyrim modded. That's ridiculous, man. Oh, it's like with modders' help and that, and I've been thinking that because I've been just fiending for Skyrim lately because I just can't stop playing. It's so atmospheric. It's so brilliant. The thematics of it are just, you know, fantastic. You can just do whatever you want in this fantasy world. Oh, but you gotta hold the book and you gotta fucking press the spells and beep 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 beep. Fucking retards. So of course there's all manner of people all over the internet saying Avowed's great. I can't believe this how good Avowed is. Look at this fucking dumbass. He's like, no one told me this was gonna happen in Avowed. Oh my god, I got shot by an arrow. Look at that fucking shit. Oh, what a fucking idiot. And he's like, wow, you can get shot by an arrow in Avowed? That's so cool. Oh, what a fucking dumbass. And of course they're like, it's not good, but it's so good. They're just fucking scared to criticize it. What a bunch of idiots. And then this person, Colt Eastwood or whatever. I highly recommend Avowed. Oh my god, Avowed is so good. God. Listen to this fucking guy. He sounds like he's like hard late 40s in a fucking neckbeard nest. This is the reviews of the videos about. God. So, I mean, you got all kinds of fucking idiots all over the internet saying, oh, look at it, so good. Oh, man, it's funny. So, you know, like, there's two sides to entertainment. One, because, like, real gamers know this game is a fucking piece of shit. And if you think otherwise, you're an absolute idiot. So you got people that are doing this and being like, oh, it's so freaking good. Oh, it's so good. Like, what do they get out of that? Like, review codes? Money? Subscribers? I don't fucking know. But anyways, the shills out there are out jerking themselves off 27 over this. Let's see. Does Kotaku have a video on Avowed? Kotaku doesn't even... I've had videos that get more views than fucking this. Ugh, that's hilarious. So, I mean, Kotaku doesn't even do videos anymore. Like, what the fuck? You think that this is a game of Avowed. So, of course, you had this person. Now, this person was a, you know, interview or something that they did with this lady. And
which Avowed companion has gotten, like, the most love?
And seems to... She seems to have an edge on her on this, is that
Well, I mean, I guess I'm the main character.
she kind of has this look on her face like she knows that she's just gonna want to shit disturb, and she's not very proud of her work, and she's kind of just like in your face. Oh, look at this, it's great. Oh, it's so good.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, you know what?
Yes. I mean, you can side with the antagonists.
She has a feeling of authenticity about her that is just emanating from her, and maybe it's the short hair, maybe it's the smile that she's always giving. This guy looks like he's like 10 years old. Like he's probably got the mindset of a 10-year-old, but she has this look about her, and she's like she worked on Avowed or something, but she just has this look of authenticity about her, and I always thought about this interview. I was always like, you know what? She really doesn't look like she's very happy with what she made. You know, isn't that funny? You know what? I always been able to figure things out about people's personality just from the way they present themselves, where they have the body language, and you know, a lot of these people, you can tell they're just unsincere. They have something to hide. They have motives, and this lady just emanates it. So I had to bring that up. That is a funny. Look at her. Look at the look on her face. Look at the spite. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you she just fucking hates things like cool shit like Warhammer 40,000 and Doom, and she just hates that kind of thing. And that's why, look at the state of this game. Jesus Christ. There's got to be like 500 different games looking, better or worse than that game. So anyways, there's lots of hilarity everywhere. Everywhere you look, Avowed's great, because you know it's going to fuck. Merch book. That's what they try and bank on. They try and bank on all this physical shit because they got the backing of Microsoft and they got the money that can inject into marketing. You've seen things like murals of Avowed. You've seen things like fucking goddamn, like Avowed on like ads on your phone. You're just scrolling through. They want to make this shit main culture, and they'll never make it main culture. They'll never win. They're not gonna win this fight. If you make shitty games, gamers don't play it. Like it's an easy equation. Add a bunch of pronouns and dumb things in it. Make a terrible video game that's not very fun to play. Like, you're gonna never attract the core audience of video gaming, which is, and anybody can try and dispute this fact, but the core audience of video games is gamers who just don't care about identity politics. They don't want it in the games. They just want to play fun things. They don't like that stuff. It doesn't matter to them. In fact, it usually turns them off. And that's most of the gaming audience. And it's males, Asian and white males. That's like statistics wise, that's like overwhelmingly the highest percentage of gaming developers. Now, there's people from all walks of society that play video games. Of course, elderly people. People don't talk about games for elderly people. Why don't you make a video game that applies to elderly people? There is a demographic out there, but not big at all. Like I said, biggest one gonna apply to, potentially, just dudes who just don't care about the fucking identity politics. So that doesn't matter to them. So Avowed is funny, and we're gonna have to look at the reviews. we got to the reviews here. Bought the game twice for my wife and I. Okay, I bought it for a wife, and I thought he said he bought it twice for each his wife and him, so 4 times. So this is, this is weird. So this is a person who bought it twice. She likes the story and RPGs and the story mode. I like combat games. We're both disappointed. I like combat. She likes story. It has story. It has combat. We both didn't like it. We wanted to like this game because we like Outer Worlds, but literally every Obsidian Bethesda game barring so. That's the thing, is that like it's not, when people think of game development, they think of, a bunch of people together in a room, cool, making cool games. Yeah, we're doing it. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Let's go out for drinks afterwards. Nah, nah, nah. It's like a job. It's like a lot of these places, Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA, all these big conglomerate studios, it's like a fucking job. You got a manager to report to. You got to fucking talk to HR if you want all this shit. And when a business is so rigid and strict like this, I think you get a lot of these shitty games. Because let's face it, John Carmack and fucking the people who made Doom, John Romero, were partying like fucking rock stars when they made it and after they made it. They were having a blast 24/7, and it shows in people. When people can make great shit and they're not tied down by stupid idiots, they make good shit. Tough review to make, but this game is the definition of mid. Okay, so this seems like a person who generally likes the game, but is swayed enough to make a review. Tough review to make, but this game is the definition of mid. It's clearly a victim. See the way they try and defend it. It's clearly a victim of the appeal to everyone, end up appealing to no one. The problem is, it's been plaguing with this medium for a while now. The writing is terrible. The art style is pastel amusement park aura. It's disappointing release for such a studio. Play Path of Exile 1 and 2. So this is potentially a fan of Path of Exile. He speaks very highly of it. And this will tell me that. So I would say we'll give him the full review. This game isn't even on the base level of reality as Path of Exile 1 and 2. Sucks that I didn't heed other reviews and wanted to trust my gut on this one. But here's my money, I guess. You're welcome, Obsidian. Ooh, 11 hours. You know what I mean? And this will get people. People get involved in this shit. People are like, oh, culture war assholes online. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna play it for 11 hours, and after 11 hours, he's like, this game fucking sucks. You know? What I mean? That shit happens. That shit fucking happens. And let's watch one just sucking it off here. Early review will update once this game is completed. At the moment, 20 plus hours in, I'm very much enjoying this game, even though it plays by no means perfect. Like that one, I like how he put, like, okay, so this is your first line to your review for a video game. This game is freaking awesome. I love it with every ounce of my heart. It is awesome. The graphics are wicked. There's so much to do in it. I absolutely love it. So wicked. Thanks for the developers for doing what they did and making this piece of art. We'll buy any and all DLCs. Absolutely love it. 10 out of 10. There's a good review for a game that you love. Here's a review for a game someone coping. I'm very much enjoying the game, even though it's by no means perfect. Okay, that's your plus. My biggest gripes. This is a positive review. There's by no means perfect. Doing that. So I mean, there's people who do these things. Let's have a quick stop at the Steam discussion page, because I've said this many times, but this is where the real war of gaming is being fought. Pinned. Site guidelines. Oh my God, let's look at this. February 10th. There's a little feedback discussions. Let's see. Okay, here's the big ones. Do not harass, defame, or degenerate other people. No obscene, violent, sexual, or drug reference. Do not make it as a... Look, who the fuck is doing that over a video game, honestly? I mean, I know the internet's full of fucking deranged, crazy fuckers, but yeah, know what I mean here. Wait, there's no mountains. Yeah, I was surprised at that. So, is this a Endymion video? That would be hilarious if someone did that. I love Endymion. He's an absolute fucking awesome YouTuber. He's hilarious. Combat is pretty awful. Oh, here we go. So this is a person claiming. See, there's lots of these. This is when you tell that you're really dealing with the donkey duty piss here. Is that this is a person who's saying that it's he was looking forward to it and it sucks, which is legitimate criticism, which shouldn't be not allowed because of the fact that there's pronouns in the game, or it has representation. How does it have fucking representation? Half the people I've seen look like fucking mushroom people. So it says, as an Elder Scrolls fan, I was really looking forward to this. A lot of reviews, and it said somewhat close to ESO with a less open world. So far, I've been quite linear in the illusion of the world, but it's not even my biggest gripe. The combat is just awful. Firstly, your character just floats around while jumping. It does like that. It doesn't feel natural, at least. Now, I was playing Skyrim last night. I have a bunch of Skyrim videos coming. The combat in Skyrim is fucking excellent. Okay, anybody who says otherwise is a fucking retard. This one time I got attacked by guys from behind, slayed them with my sword, pulled out my bow, got them with the bow. It looks so epic when you do it too. And then switch back to my bow while using magics and shouts and all manner of shit to blow people off of cliffs and defend points. You can actually strategically position your units so that they block other NPCs so that you can get at them. It's a whole thing. And when people say Skyrim or Oblivion's combat are terrible, they just work. I mean, you're going against Todd Howard, you're gonna fucking lose. So he goes on to say this. It makes it really difficult to dodge in tight spaces, especially if you're going backwards and forwards, and not the amazing to jump, how floating is. This person just bitching about how it sucks in combat. And here we go. Here's another one. So this is like, I don't even particularly feel as if Avowed is that woke. All the videos and shit I've seen of it, like, doesn't have real representation. If that's what they're going for, it's something that really doesn't belong in fantasy setting at all. And, it's just something that is a part of how we're interpreting the world right now. And wokeness is this grand problem that people think that one side wants it and one side doesn't, and it's just going to keep going back and forth. So luckily, it seems like majority of people are the people who don't want it and they don't think it's right, and then there's this smaller other chunk of people that are like, wanting everything. But I mean, this game doesn't even particularly look that bad in terms of wokeness and Redditry. Redditry. Reddit's a shit show. We're going there next. So can't really complete these social issues. These people are talking about this over a video game. Can you believe that shit? It's better to be anti-woke. I agree. That way you don't get the weird stuff put in games main selling point like 10 plus years ago. That's true. That's true. It's like 10 plus years ago, it wasn't really that big of a deal. It wasn't really that big of a deal. I mean, I don't really remember why Crisis 3, when it came out, I was so pumped for it. I couldn't wait for it. And it was wicked. So, I mean, you really got to wonder over the past 10 years or so, Biden administration era, very likely, that it's kind of become ridiculous. And I think that the more both sides go back and forth, the more intense it gets, because that's just the way people are. People always love to fucking fight and argue. In your opinion, is very unique and definitely not something I've heard of 1,000 times. I don't know. The whole thing is just like it's just how our culture has changed. You gotta realize social media is so new to society. It's like 2009 phones and social media, and then before that maybe 10, 12 years back, but nothing like it's been since 2010. So I mean, if you look back at your own life, you can see that, and more people online, more people coming up with weird shit. It gets that way. People are too fragile these days. True. That is true. That is true. And that is how I operate. I'm not fragile at all. I fucking say exactly how the fuck I feel, and I'm astute about it. I'll argue with any motherfucker out there. In fact, I'd love to stoke these conversations by hitting these harsh truths and being like, you know what? You gotta confront these issues because if you don't, you know, you get things like this. Any influencer is getting a paycheck for what things? Because it's a profitable thing now. Sadly, the woke versus anti-woke. The game industry has been languishing. I don't agree with that. People say that the video game industry is going bad and shit is so terrible. Man, the video games are going to be around. Video games aren't going out. It's not like in the 80s when people, or what was that, the great video game, 70s or 80s. Anyways, when games were just pixels on the screens, people, here we're going to go Reddit. People we're doing a finisher on Reddit after this half an hour video. So, like when pixels were just dots on screen, and people weren't really think that video games would be that popular. But it just so happens video games became super crazy popular, and they'll always be super crazy popular. Like there's nothing wrong the industry. There's just bad apples in a fucking wicked tree. You know what I mean? That is what video games. Because look at games like Total War Warhammer, Space Marine 2, fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. There and what's this like Helldivers. Like, there's always gonna be games that Astrobot games just come out naturally awesome sometimes, and that's always gonna happen. Okay, okay, so I love to go over Reddit. Reddit is such a fucking fun place because I gave up on Reddit years ago. Or a year ago, maybe less, like a couple of 6 months or so. I got banned from Reddit, and I was just like, I'm out. Everybody in there is so combative and so whatever. They'll just fucking go nuts over shit. And you can see the craziness that went on during the election with these fuckers. But let's look at this because these are the most left-leaning fuckheads on the planet here. Okay, so this is the official website. SkillUp did not like. So SkillUp became like the new aggregation for like for what reviews are, and it all came from his Veilguard review when he just eviscerated it. It was just like, I was like, it's fucking good, and it's funny how people like, if you have people who are just like truly assessing a game, and they give it a bad review, and it happens to be woke, then now you got like some infighting, and these fuckers hate it. Especially as pros and cons were similar to mine. Gameplay is amazing for this game. I didn't like the dialogue options most, plus the story was real game packed. I love the art style in the world, but the character creation needed lots of work. Exploration, great. Look at all the butts, but. You don't see that in a good game. It's an overall enjoyable, and there you go. Here is where this fucking classic assumption 771 says it here. So it says, it's an overall enjoyable experience that is overly hated by terminally online people. It's like, now you know where they're coming from. They saw the Skill Up review and hated the fact that a fan of Skill Up sees a review for a game that they hated and that rips it apart. Comment section on Asmongold's are toxic, and in many cases downrows that he fosters that kill. Let's see what Asmongold's fucking videos are like here. I gotta see this comment section. I mean, that's what it is that like he's like the poster child for the anti-woke crowd now. Avowed. Fuck, he has so many videos. Pokemon. Okay, yeah, there we go. So yeah, of course he did a video on Avowed. Alright, so here let's go see his comment section. The fungus face creatures. Oh, the fungus face whose creature features Asmongold's floor. Oh. Character creators, I swear I was slowly making camera bigger. It's like 11% of the screen now. I mean, it's easy enough to change it. Mine always changes it all around all the fucking time. Unfortunately, I'm non-binary when it comes to SBI. Yeah, I know. So like somehow Asmongold kind of became the poster child for the anti-woke crowd. I don't care if it's good or not. The devs made it clear this game is not for me. I mean, yeah, that's the true thing. Like, I mean, if a fucking developers are gonna go around doing all kinds of crazed bullshit about politics and DEIs, it's not good luck for any devs. Good part is when the game starts at 3, 4, 5, 8. How did they do that? That's funny. Looks like it's one of the games where you would be playing in the background of a TV show. Oh yeah, that's true. $80 for this is so insane. That is so true. It's a scam. Scam. It's a fucking scam. It's totally a fucking scam. I won't play any game with Sweet Baby Inc. Exactly. Yeah. Because you know that is. Asmund would rather be the guy who fires good writers because the story isn't important. First impressions. Didn't expect anyone to choose. No godlike features whatsoever. Remember the crazy ass art director? Yep. Matt Hansen, weird ass motherfucker, that's for sure. The graphics are weird. Yeah, it is. It is. It's like everything is made of fucking plastic. The gameplay really just looks like Skyrim well, Skyrim is better. First game where you can play as a coral reef. Avowed more like a void. I know I saw that meme of like the avoid and it was like with the art style, it looked so funny. And that's really what we're dealing with here, is that like the creator himself, Asmongold, we just Reddit just fucking hates Asmongold. Who really cares? Who really cares what people think about Avowed? it's, it's so funny because people are just so stupid. Oh. This sub cares way more about whether people have Simmons games. Look at the infighting in Reddit. Reddit has become increasingly more hostile towards itself lately. So like it's funny how they fucking do that. It's absolutely hilarious. Well, yeah, games are made way differently today, Costa. We didn't even know what the game review was. That's fucking a downright lie. There were game magazines that had all kinds of reviews. We'd always look at games like that. So this person is just talking out of their fucking asshole here. Imagine needing a validation and enjoy something, yeah. I mean, and like this is just where we're at here. Avowed is a fucking nightmare, and they're just not getting applause unless magically this shoots up to 200,000 when they do that. Like for sure, Xbox and Microsoft going Avowed, man. It's not really paying off, man. We kind of had another Skyrim here planned. And that's obviously what they did. Is that Skyrim is like so relevant today because it's such a legendary game today as it was back when people played it and it looked way different. So I mean, they're trying to. This is like a member of Microsoft and Bethesda, and they're all and what was it? The people who made those other games. So it's one big family, and Todd Howard sitting in the corner being like, "Ain't gonna work, man." Todd Howard's not. It's not gonna work. Oh, and I love how it's very suspicious. Hey, how the top sellers in Steam list, very suspicious. How it said that for Veilguard. Very, very suspicious. Yeah, maybe the metrics on the day-to-day basis, right before a game comes out, it will spike massively in comparison to other times, so it makes it to that top sellers. But you really gotta wonder if the top sellers pop to the top of the fucking Steam marketplace that people pay with money for. Is there really like a big surprise that people are making like a thing? Here, let's do this. So it's all manner of fucked up. Is there really a surprise that Steam fucking top sellers, Microsoft, the most expensive fucking thing in the game, and it's like, oops, oh, it's at top sellers now, so it'll sell the most. So there's money being exchanged everywhere, and the funny thing is that they can't. Doesn't matter how much money they throw at it. If you make a shitty game, gamers not gonna give a fuck. We want good games, not just garbage. So that's Avowed. I mean, until it releases fully, if unless it just shoots to the stratosphere, there's an overwhelming sense that this is a fucking failure for Matt Hansen and the squad over there shoveling garbage out the fucking uh, uh, Microsoft studios. So I mean, it's all very funny, and you got to just love it.